And we're going to bring Justin in and then get this show on the road. So I'm going to go boom, 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 boom. Let's go behind the scenes like a machine. Marvin Gaye. Or was that? Yeah, that was Marvin Gaye. He did the Sex Machine. So we're going to go desktop. We're going to go home. This is how I roll, everybody. We love you. We're so proud of you for joining us today. And what can I say? I'm just really blessed to have you all. Let's see if I can find my folder here. We are in Jeffrey, this Mac, home, boom, 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 boom. Let's see, home, showing. So we're going to be able to come live in just a second here, everybody. So see if we got it. I'm trying, everybody, to get my, if I don't, I'll play it from my home. It's not in there. It's, wow, this is the first time I haven't been able to find my name. So let's go name, let's go home, boom, home, boom, kind. Okay, home, showing, there it is, boom, boom. Okay, so it's going to be Macintosh hard drive, home showing, boom, and we're going to go date modified, boom, CB, there we go. So we are going to open this up with QuickTime, and we're going to get ready to show our, bring in Adam, and we're going to go boom, invite. We are in a froze mode here. And do I have to restart everything? Okay. Okay. Somehow or other, we are going to get that out of there and pull this up, and we're going to admit all of our people. Admit Justin. Okay. So we're going to admit Justin. There's Justin. Hello, Justin. Hello, Justin. Okay. So we got Justin here. Can you hear me, Justin?
Hold on, I'm just hooking up here.
Okay.
There you go. You guys are in my ears.
Oh, fantastic.
What's going on?
So talk gently because it's super loud on your side. Let me see if I can bring you down a little bit here.
Okay. Yeah, it might be the ear pod too.
Right, but I'm gonna see if I can adjust you here. So let's see, output, input volume. So I'm at the very top. Okay, talk again. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yep. How does it sound?
Oh, it's better. Okay. So we got, yeah, it's a little bit better, but it's not very good. So you're gonna, one day down the road, we'll help you fix that. But hello, everybody. Today is Weeds Day. We're back from New York, and we met quite a few phenomenal people out there. Who knows who's going to show up today? Sometimes we have 10 people, sometimes we have 2, and sometimes I roll by myself, and I'm not really holding that personal, but welcome, Justin.
What's going on, Jeff? It's a pleasure to be on, and thank you for having me on.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago we had Tommy Chong on and a bunch of people and my co-producer and so on and so forth. So it was really beautiful. Everybody, we just got back from the CWCBE Expo and this poster here. Let's see if I can get that poster to manipulate here. Let's see here. If I go boom, 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 I can show you this poster here, everybody. That's the poster from the show and other things that I did. Weed in New York City, went to the pop up, and that was beautiful. Met Steve D'Angelo there. Got a little bit of space with him. And we did the COP26 recording, and I didn't cue any of that up today, so we'll cue it up for next week, some COP26, and that was really beautiful. Traveling's quite a biatch here sometimes when you go cross country. I stayed in a hotel and came home yesterday, and it was still a long journey home in my car, but I'm all groceried up and stopped at TJ's, and now I'm going to share my screen with everybody here. Let me move this out of the way here, and I'm going to show my screen, and I'm going to do my intro, everybody. So here we go with desktop 1, and we're going to get our beautiful optimized sound. And this is how we roll in the backyard, everybody. Behind the scenes here, it's really beautiful to be an activist. And here is our incredible intro that I made for today. And here we go, everybody. Okay, sit back. Hello, everybody. It's Jeff Eichen with WEEDSDAYS. Today's episode is honoring Lance Glore.
Hey, this is Tommy Chong at 94 CWCB Expo. Yeah. Listen to this. Yeah. It's November 4 through 6 at the Javits Center in New York. Hip hip hooray.
I'm your host, Jeff Eichen, human rights advocate and social activist fighting for government deregulation of weed and the release of all nonviolent criminals incarcerated for possession of marijuana, moving violations, parking tickets, IRS debt, etc. Here on Weeds Day, we keep the public informed about all things weed related, including festivals and legislation surrounding regulating the growth of hemp. So everybody, free the prisoner, free the plant, free the planet, and free yourself. It's really important to, let's see if I can get out of this whole mess here and go back to Justin here, Justin Bieber. And we're going to be back to you in just a second, everybody. Boom, 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 boom. Ha, hang on. So it looks like we stopped sharing right here. And here we are. Okay. It's a really beautiful day to be in the neighborhood. I've had a show called Mr. Rogers where I was a raw foodist, and I did Mr. Rogers. My friend who passed away collected bozos, so we're still bozos on this bus, everybody. And we have to remember that we're still on this bus and that we have work to do to get our prisoners free. And that's what I advocate. It's not just about the bud, it's about the medicine, and it's about the compassion for the families and everything else, in life. So we're really blessed to have Justin Green on today that I met in New York City, and it was really fun at the conference. Justin, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what's floating your boat and what your dreams are.
Well, what's going on, everybody? So I'm Justin Green. I'm from Long Island, born and raised from New York, and I'm with Elite Irrigation and Plumbing Supply Inc. We're an irrigation supply business. Well, we're hitting the ground running and getting onto the global stage in the cannabis and medical marijuana, recreational marijuana space. because if you're growing, you need an irrigation system. You need an irrigation ethos. And so that's what we're here to provide. We're committed to helping educate the world about environmental conservation, sustainability, and just going into a greener.
To be the devil's
So
advocate, are you using hemp plastic yet?
we are not yet. And so this is a conversation, Jeff, that I am very excited to have with you, maybe off camera. But one of the things that we've talked about is the implications of hemp in the future. Hemp's going to be in the walls of your house. It's already in the fibers of your clothing. How long is it until our products and our equipment is hemp based? And so that, I believe, as well as the future.
So hang on, let me record
Recording
this.
in progress.
So the nature of irrigation is, do you know at all the numbers on hemp versus cotton with water?
With water and elk. And so this is for us, maybe you're aware, this is a new forefront for us. And so what we are aware of is just in growing the crops themselves, the type of products that we have access to now, they save over 40% in water conservation just by making a change from a basic irrigation system to the type of parts that we actually supply.
Wait, 40%? Did you say 40%?
40% using drip irrigation as opposed to handheld irrigation products or in ground systems. 40% in drip irrigation specifically.
Huh. That's amazing. Let's see. I'm checking my my microphone. Can you hear me very well?
Hear you?
Okay, you can hear me perfectly. Okay, great.
Yeah, you dropped it for a second. There you go.
Okay, great. Let's see. Automatically adjust microphone volume. Let's try that. Okay. So I'm really blessed to learn more about is it specific? Are you the only one that is focusing on hemp irrigation? Are there other companies that are in competition with you?
You know, and it's a great question. That's the nature of the world we live in, right? I've been in sales for 10 years. I'm 25 now. So since I'm really a child, and I also run three other companies. So we talk about competition. There's always competition. There's always somebody on your tail, somebody trying to do it better or best. But we're not aware in New York State of any other irrigation company that's taking on the marijuana and cannabis industry the way we're trying to, the way we're passionate about. And the reason that this is our mission is this is the number 3 largest, fastest growing industry in the entire world. And you can look that up. So this is more than just what might maybe the movies and the news and the media might portray it to be. This is an innovation, technological, and environmental movement. I think of it like the gold rush in the early 1900s or the Industrial Revolution. This is the direction the world is going. And I can imagine that people around us will have no major argument to learning that the practices that we're going to be putting in place are safer for the environment and still going to afford them the same quality of life that they're used to, if not better. So we're committed to that as a company. Yeah, we're just an irrigation company at part. We put parts in the ground. We sell our parts to other companies as wholesalers, of course. But really what we are under the hood is we're part of this movement, and we want to pioneer new technological advances and processes that are going to help create a greener earth through cannabis, CBD, and medical marijuana.
And the difference between hemp and medical and recreational marijuana, is it all lumped in one category because it's the hemp marijuana plant, the cannabis genus?
To an extent, and this is where we really hone in and we have conversations with growers. A lot of the ways that we're seeing people grow these plants, very similar to what vineyards and wineries actually do. And so they have, if you can imagine a stake, if you've ever been to a vineyard, with a vine attached to it. And they use what's called a drip irrigation system which my analogy for you at home is if you've ever been to a hospital, you have an IV bag that drips medication or fluids intravenously into your body. Drip irrigation is really the same thing. It was inspired actually by that. And it uses gravity to allow fluids, in this case water, to irrigate crops. And what we're finding is through the use and products we supply, such as our emitters, the Bowsmith Nonstop Emitter, that's a company that we work with, Bowsmith, they have different types of emitters for different flow rates in gallons per minute. And so we can help a grower or a farmer identify exactly how much they're going to water their crop so they're not overwatering or underwatering, which is a huge problem in the cannabis space, is knowing exactly how much water you're getting so that you're not creating a situation where you're not going to get the healthiest plant. So we use these drip systems, and in a sense, it is blanketed into one category because once we speak to the grower and know their specifications, what they're trying to accomplish and how they want to set up their grow area, their grow house, we can then come in and map out exactly what parts they're going to need, what the system should look like, and we kind of go from there, if that makes sense.
And is your drips irrigation system the manufacturer you chose unique, or is it just off the shelf?
No, that's unique. And so the Bowsmith Nonstop Emitter specifically, that's something that you can't just go get at your local hardware store.
Mm-hmm.
Now, our goal is to work with more home improvement centers across the country to make that more available. That is one of the things that we're.
So is it proprietary to you? Did you guys help to develop this irrigation system?
So no, we didn't develop the part itself, but what we are is a supplier of that part that's able to educate growers about the uses of it, and having conversations with a few gentlemen in Canada, actually, they still use spray bottles and their home hookup hose to irrigate their crops and their plants. And so they were completely unaware that there is a way for them to know exactly how much they're watering through these type of products. So number one, our mission is to educate that we sell these type of products, we have them, and we carry them. But two is to show you how to implement them so that you're going to have the best setup for what you're trying to accomplish. In the future, our company is looking into developing our own emitters and our own products specifically for this industry. So I will say that without saying too much.
Yeah, it'd be great to tune into the. I know in Italy is where most of the hemp plastic is being curated right now, and so when I went to Colorado, I met Dr. Machulam at an expo there 2 years in a row. This gentleman, I don't think I have it here. If you hold on just a minute, I'll show you here.
Sure.
I know where it is. So this gentleman 3D prints hemp plastic, and this is the hemp plastic that he makes.
Wow.
Okay, so that's hemp plastic, and so it's a beautiful thing. And I can find that guy again, but he said that this was made in Italy. It says on the back here. It says on the back here, caution.
Look at that.
Don't put it next to your pacemaker.
Right. And it's interesting because, you know, if we found a way to use a plastic such as that, a hemp plastic, and make sure that it was able to handle some of the PSIs, the pressures involved in just irrigation systems.
Right, but there's not a lot of pressures. There's not a lot of pressure in irrigation.
It depends where you're referring to. So coming off of the main water source, there's a considerable amount. But in a branch line what you would use to irrigate a singular plant or a few plants. Not at all. And we would be very interested in having a conversation with that kind of gentleman because
yeah, let's find him. He's at the University of Colorado down in in Pocatello or something. No, that's Idaho. But anyways, it's down there somewhere. I'll find it for you, and we'll stay networking. But I heard that this hemp piece was found I mean, it was made in Italy, and that they're one of the best sources. I dropped an album for relief for raising money for my prisoners several years ago with Sensi Magazine, and we're going to produce the first hemp 3D printed album.
Very cool.
What the fuck?
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
That's so. Well, we would be interested if some of our products, not all our products, in the future could be hemp based and then be part of supplying the industry. That would be for us a really interesting.
What is your financial state? Not how much are you worth, but who do you have partnerships to support you?
Well, we're grassroots. We're a startup, so we're growing right now completely on our own. What we're looking into is working with some investors and potentially going public. I can't put a timetable on it, but we do want to be a public company, and I know our CEO Vin Frazita, he's very passionate about that and being able to grow financially that way. One of the
you mean because I know you'll give me some stock. I can buy in early. I can buy in early. The OG gets some stock.
The optional to be called the OG, and I told you I used to work a little bit in the financial industry. I have my New York State licensure in places, so I used to study all about different stock options when I was over there at a full service firm. So that's on the forefront for us.
Well, I just came from the Weed Expo, not the Weed Expo, the NFT Expo, and so that's evidently the next stock option is Bitcoin, Cardano, Shiba, and all that stuff, and it's mind-boggling. But if we snuggle together and take care of each other, I'd love for you to advise me because I want to make my next movie, and I got to meet Steve D'Angelo. He was really excited about what I do. He puts a lot of money towards the prisoner projects. And so that's my main thrust right now is to finance my show and get sponsors for my show. You're on my show, you get a logo on every page and every day. And we prop you up. We have you on more. You'll be able to meet Tommy Chong. Tommy Chong will say, hey, irrigate with the name of your company, and I'll get that
Very
for
cool.
you. I mean, you just saw Tommy say CWCBE, right? Hang on, I'm back. I froze for a second there.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
The NFTs are interesting. I actually met this young lady named JJ. She was at the expo this weekend. I spoke to her today.
She's my co-producer. You know
JJ. She's your co-producer.
Yeah.
She invited me to the largest conversation on Clubhouse in NFTs in the country. So we just spoke today. So I'm learning all about that.
She invited you to what? To what? What was the name? When is that?
It's an app. It's called Clubhouse.
Oh! She invited you to NFT Tips. Yeah. Well, Clubhouse. Yeah, be careful in Clubhouse because it's like heroin and you get sucked in. But navigate properly. Be mindful of ingesting anything, including information, because I feel that you are focused and everything, and so that's really cool, So
I believe like finds like, and you're an entrepreneur. And to me, you can never have your hand in too many buckets, especially in today's world. It's in the 21st century. There are so many ways to make good money, and if not even good money, exceptional money in doing things online and working with like-minded people. And it's never been easier. It's never been more accessible. So
Right.
I believe in that 100%.
Right. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you, man. Well, that's super good. Cool. And yeah, JJ, she was supposed to be on today, but she's out and about and doing her thing. Getting ready to go to
Miami. Yeah, I think she's doing something down there.
She's going to Art Basel.
That's it.
Yeah. So so I appreciate you, man. So that's really cool because you know, one of the most important issues on the planet, besides overpopulation and deforestation, is water.
Absolutely. And I mean, certainly on the West Coast and in the Southwest, there are a lot of issues with water. And, you know, we can look at stories like Flint, Michigan, where the water quality is so astronomically bad. And that's a passion for us. You know, how can we go from sprinkler park to world stage in helping increase quality of water nationally? That's what we want to do.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah.
does your system come with filtration?
It does come with filtration. All of the parts and units and valves that we use have built-in filtration options. However, one of the exciting things that we're doing is we're going to hopefully be working with a company called Balara. And I have a personal relationship with a gentleman that works over there. We're in the works getting set up with them. They have a product that has NASA technology it's on the ISS, the International Space Station. And what they do is they do air filtration and particle filtration where they remove pathogens. They do this through a process that I can barely speak on.
Is it UV? Is it UV? Is it?
It incorporates some UV. It incorporates different types of filtration units in the system. But one of the things that we want to work on together is a water filtration system that can be outfitted on an irrigation system. And it would change the entire way that irrigation systems are looked at. Because as of right now, there are no that we know of, additional ways in a basic irrigation system to really identify what's in the water and how we can.
Right. How about having an organic farm, whether it's pod or food, and you have dirty water?
Right. And then you have the potential of ruining all of that organic food. And so in that situation, coming out with a project and collaborating with a company like Balara, we might be able to completely mitigate that and prevent it from ever happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree that that's super important. Who inspired you as a child to go in this direction or deal with the cannabis industry?
It's a great question. And I never knew I'd be in the cannabis industry. I never knew I'd be in irrigation. But when I was younger, a mentor of mine, his name is Julian Afterwitz, and he was my physics teacher in high school and my robotics coach. I was in a program called First Robotics. It's in 82 countries. It's a national, international organization for STEM technology, engineering, mathematics, and education. And he was the first person from a young age of 14 that would say to me, you know, Justin, you can be anything you want in this world. You work hard, be the first one to have the conversation. Shake the person's hand before anybody else does. If you have thoughts inside of you, go give them to the outside world. And was really the first person that encouraged me to be an entrepreneur when I was too young to really even understand what that meant. And then as I got older, working in the real world, in companies, I worked at Canon in technology for a while in the sales department, and then in finance, I learned about myself that I wanted to be on this mission of building companies, but also building a bigger world. And so for me, the excitement every day is what.
Did you say bigger world or better world?
Bigger and better world.
Okay.
So it's all about partnerships and relationships. And, you know, the old antic that I grew up listening to is it's not what you know, right? It's who you know. You have to know something. So I don't think that's 100% true. But if you know the right people and you have good intentions and you're a student of your business and what you want to do, you'll go very far. And so we believe three of us in Elite Irrigation and Plumbing Supply, myself, Vin Frazita, the founder, and Theodore Gardner, we believe that we are those guys that are going to impact an industry in a way that hasn't been seen yet. And Elite Irrigation and Plumbing Supply, we're going to be synonymous.
Well, you'll be also friendly to the cannabis industry.
Exactly. We're going to use products and create our own line with hemp. And we're also going to be a supporter of all of the major regulatory changes and all of the major movements that occur. Because for us, it's not just about bringing dollars in, it's really creating ties with organizations that are doing the right things for other people.
Right. What if we figured out how to extrude the hemp and it's pliable and it rolls and it is made into irrigation, and you can make your tips, 3D print them, and everything,
Game changing. Game changing, and in that sense, Jeff, you're talking to the right guy, because I believe that no matter how good something is, it can always be better, whether it's your car, your toast in the morning, or your business.
Did you see the BMW hemp car?
I did, and then I'm seeing all of these cars are completely electric now, and I know Volkswagen said by 2023 they want to phase out complete gasoline automobiles completely.
And diesel,
really awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Well, we would like our trucks to also be electric, and have a battery. I heard there's a hemp battery.
There's a hemp battery. The question I know that people have is, how far can they travel? How reliable? How many features are they going to have in their automobile? But if you look at some of the technology that's being developed now, I mean, Tesla started, but now it's in more of the manufacturers. It's really progressing quickly.
Well, Tesla wasn't the first car; it was Henry Ford, the electric car.
Henry Ford, but Tesla, I consider really the first car that's been embraced, I think, by the whole world as the electric.
Right.
If that'd be fair to say, but you're 100% right. Electricity in cars has been around for almost exactly 100 years.
Right.
Which is pretty crazy to think of. It's pretty nuts. And
right.
Of course, we weren't taught that in school.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm a proponent of hydrogen, and hydrogen is water.
Hydrogen. So using hydrogen cells. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, that's your house is water, and so hydrogen's really cool.
And even, I mean, they're focusing on technologies. We're veering off a little bit, but using magnets to propel mass transit trains in other countries. These are things that they're working on that are just, pretty mind-boggling. And how long is it really before that becomes the standard?
Right. Well, the standard needs to change because of COP26 and global warming.
Absolutely. And I mean, living in New York, I can tell you today is November 10th, and it's pretty much in the 60s here. I mean, it's warm. It's very interesting to see the direction that the climate is going, because when I was 10, 11, 12, we had a fall, a pretty distinct autumn, where it went from 70 to 60 to 50 to 40. And now it seems as though we go from 95 degrees to 70 for about 3 months, and then it snows. And so it's noticeable.
Right. And the extreme weathers are horrible now, the extremes.
The extreme weathers are horrible, and then coming into different places in which they never used to. So it's a problem. I think that what we can do as a company and what we can do as an industry will be a large part of making those changes. But I also believe it's going to take a lot of industries to roll over and to acknowledge that there's a problem and that they have to do their part to be part of the change. And it can't just be a one-man effort, as they would say.
Oh, totally. No, it can't. It has to be everything in life, including releasing our prisoners and bringing justice to the cannabis space. has got to be definitely the ring and the rung on the system has got to be working together and figuring this out, and the competition aspect is so bogus, you know. It's so bogus. I can't believe it, you know.
Well, there's a lot of I want to use the right word. I think there's a lot of misunderstanding in kind of where we are as a country right now, and it's getting better, but there's a lot of work to be done. I think a lot of people that are in positions of power, without getting too political, I think a lot of people have to remember where our roots are, and truly, you look at some of the major civilizations that passed and the thousands of years that they were prominent in the world and how quickly they fell. Well, we have to ask ourselves as a nation of only about 250 years old, are we closer to improving and becoming more influential, or are we closer to maybe not improving? And do we have to rethink some of the decisions that we're making and implications that we have on the people living in our land?
Well, let's discuss prisoners in jail for a plant. I mean, how absurd.
Yeah, and the real question I have for the people back home is, do you know where your license plate is made? And this is what I talk about on my podcast. Your license plate is made in the United States prison. So, in a sense, our country profits off of people that are incarcerated in jail.
It's not the war on drugs anymore. It's the war on people.
It's the war on people, but I believe it's really the war on the dollar. As our dollar depreciates in value, and as more and more people are finding a harder way to get their hands on that dollar losing value, the intersection is our world and our government, if you want to call it that big scary word, taking advantage rather than exploiting it.
Well, who are your planet heroes? I mean, Buckminster Fuller, Gandhi. I mean, who are they that made a difference? That really, Linus Pauling, polio vaccine. I mean, whatever we do in life, we have to find our legacy.
100%. And I like to say, I used to think growing up, I had to figure out what I was going to do and be. Right? Everybody says, what do you want to be when you grow up? Who do you want to be? I don't believe that anymore. As I've gotten a little bit older, I think who you're supposed to be finds you. If you wake up every day with an open mind enough to say, I'm not afraid of what others think, I want to do the right thing by people, your passion and purpose will find you as it's found mine. And I'm just getting started. There are so many things that I want to do in this world. I never thought that I would be in this position I'm in this industry, but it's one of the most exciting things because truly I get to be part of something that's a lot bigger than just myself. But here I am on your show right now having this conversation. So it's pretty
We're going global. I'll reset the room. We're at Weeds Day, everybody. This is Jeff Eichen, and we hold 3 fingers up forwards, and we say 3, 2, 1, which is weed, peace, and F Schedule 1, because we need to re-legalize cannabis so we can end prohibition and bring our prisoners home and they can get an apartment. We're getting ready to do a fundraiser with a golf tournament and a stadium concert, and we're so excited to be part of the solution and to raise a restitution fund for all these years. Prisoners have been in jail. Some of these gentlemen have been in jail for 30 freaking years. A lady just got freed for marijuana recently in the last several days, and we welcome her home. I forgot her name, but it's all blessed. And we have Jeff Mazansky, Michael Thompson, Corvain Cooper. We have all these freed POWs, and we're going to have them at our tournament. We're going to have them at our concert, and we're going to give them a gift for all the time they've been in with all of us that are raising so much money. I'm so excited to be part of the solution here. Hemp hooray. Hemp hooray. you know.
And so Jeff, what time is it? 3:39. Well, for me it's 3:39. For you it's 12:39.
Yeah. We got 20 more minutes. We got 20 more
I'm
minutes
on the
here.
other side of the world.
Yeah, we got 20 more minutes on our show here, and I'm glad to have you. Um, what hemp clothing articles do you have? Do you own any?
T-shirts.
Okay.
T-shirts, and it's something that now that we've gotten into this, I'm more aware of that I never have been. You know, it's funny. I never have been one to look at the tag of my clothing and say, well, what's actually in my clothing? And after the weekend and having conversations, you don't even realize that's part of your clothing, and you don't even realize how much widespread it is.
Well, that the cotton industry is the dirtiest industry on the planet because of the pesticides and the procyon dyes they're using. The people that are breathing the toxicity are dying in that industry early. The parents, the mothers, the fathers. You know how precious life is. You know when you see a waterfall, aurora borealis. You know when you hold hands with a human being and you see a baby being born. How gentle and incredible it is, and your heart expands. Why should we be settling for war, killing people, and dirty cotton? Look, I'm wearing hemp right now, my vest, my hat. You know, I make hemp clothing in Vietnam, and Larry Serban of Hemp Traders, who just grew 3 acres of hemp in California, and I flew down there. He's got it. He's got all the hemp fabric in the world, but it's not made in America yet. We need decortication here. We need everybody to step up. And so just stay close, man.
Absolutely, and I know you got a little like 20 minutes left at 3:45, so I'm going to say for sure 12:45. I do have to run and actually travel all the way. I'm in Long Island right now, back to the city.
Are you in a coffee house? Are you in a coffee house right now? Fantastic,
Yeah.
fantastic. On your laptop or on your?
Go.
Are you on a laptop or on your phone?
Right now, I'm actually on my phone. I got better service on my phone.
It looks great. It looks great. You sound yeah, it looks great. You sound good. We're blessed to have you. If you got a bolt, any final thoughts? You know, what do you tell the children?
Honestly, it's going to be pretty open ended, but be what you want to be in life. Don't be afraid of what others think, and speak. Open your mouth, because a lot of people in today's world, they're afraid to talk to each other and say what they really feel. And it's a shame. This world was not built by people that kept their mouths shut. It was built by people that opened it when others were afraid to talk. And that's what I want to leave you guys with.
Fantastic. And what would you say to the adults?
Honestly, I'd say listen to your children. You know, your children. I mean, I have this battle with my parents. You know, they don't really understand the world that I'm growing up in, and it's different. We have different ideas and resources, but also remember what you're leaving behind and be cognizant of what that is. And in the time that you have on this planet, do what you can to make it the best possible. And don't leave it behind with a bad tail end.
It's totally cleanup time. Yeah, it's cleanup time.
It is.
Well, it's been fantastic. And what would you say to me?
Jack, what I would say to you, man, when we're having another conversation, that's what I'm saying to you. And I appreciate you having me on. And we had a great time meeting this weekend. The event was awesome. I bargained more for what I thought. I thought we were going to come in there and meet some really cool people. It ended up being just a collaboration with some of the biggest people in the industry that I didn't even know existed when I walked in. And so I'm so fortunate to have built a relationship with you. And together, I think we're going to do a lot of really cool things, great things for the industry, for the world.
I'll help you get to Italy and to blow yourself up, maybe make hemp lines for your drips. And thank you for sharing and for joining us today. I know you got to run, everybody. Everybody, we're with Justin Green, somebody that I just met that's going to be helping, irrigate our farms. And so we really love that. I want in on the first wave of putting some stuff when you go public, and don't forget me.
We won't. And so for everybody at home, Elite Irrigation and Plumbing Supply, myself, our CEO Vincent Frazita, and Theodore Gardner, our marketing machine. So check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and thank you again, Jeff.
We'll have them on one time. We'll have them on one time.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
We're gonna have to.
Yeah, totally. We'll bring them.
All
and bless you.
I'll just throw them in the suitcase and I'll just bring them right in.
Give me three here. Okay.
Hey,
hang on. I'm gonna screenshot that. Give me 3.
You got to take the screenshot, man.
Okay, got it.
There you go.
So we're with Justin Green, Hemp Hooray, and we'll see you next time, Justin. Stay close.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it, man. I'll talk to you later in the week.
Love and light. Hemp Hooray.
All right.
Hemp Hooray. Okay.
Hemp Hooray. Bye.
Okay, everybody. So everybody, that was totally Justin Green, and a really groovy guy. Just totally, mindful of his space and his world, gentle soul, and I'm really pleased. I'm really happy to be with him and to have him on board. And every aspect of life has something different and something special to offer, and he's taking care of the irrigation. I mean, who knew that that was going to be, the conversation was going to turn into making hemp plastic irrigation tubing and extruding that. And I brought out my Italian hemp plastic to show him, and he wrote it down. And look at that. That's all hemp plastic, everybody. It's 3D and it's printed and it's really beautiful. It's strong. It's plastic. I mean, let's make plastic cups. Let's make plastic silverware out of this. I mean, look, come on. There's no excuse anymore. And so it's time for all of us to take the slice of the pie. And it's not about the big money. It's about, helping global warming and changing the planet for our children and for the planet. I mean, who knows about reincarnation? Who knows about if we come back or if we're here temporarily? Who knows all the cosmic aspects? That's for you to find out, doing your frog or your ayahuasca, go in deep and explore your life. And, psychedelics are really part of the mind world also, just like THC. So I want you all to really listen to Jeffy today and say, we were at COP26 at the Beyond the Green live Zoom climate change, and that was beautiful. We were at the NYC NFT conference. That was really beautiful. And we went to the pop-up gallery. That was incredible with Sasha, the owner of Stone Age. And that was, let's see if I can make my poster bigger again. I'll see if I can find that here. Let's see here. So if I can make my poster bigger, which I can, so you can see here that there's Sasha down in the oval there, and she created this space that was a pop-up, which means a empty building in New York that they got for relatively low rental space. Until they rent it out, they're going to have the story told about the prisoners and the injustice of the Richard Nixon, the war on drugs, all that stuff. So the bottom line is that they're telling their story, and New York was epic. And so we'll have her on soon. I think they're going down to Art Basel in Miami. So I'm really proud of them and my team. And so I got to meet Steve D'Angelo. He's right here in the photograph above the Stone Age photograph. And then there's a timeline here. Right here, there's a timeline about, let's see if I can get that bigger. There's a timeline right there about the war on drugs, the 70s, 1937, when it became illegal. And then Be the Change, this is one of her employees, and she's working there because she had cannabis help her to get rid of her fibromyalgia or whatever she told me that she was ailing with. And she claims that cannabis helped her, the medicinal aspects. So look out for us, everybody. Look out for our blessed projects that we're working on. Look out for our collaborations. I bumped into Joy Beckerman in New York. She moved back to the Pacific Northwest, so I'm so pleased and happy for Joy to be with us again. And all these groovy people here that I got to meet in New York were just it was just a blessing. So I recommend it. But if you're still not traveling because of COVID, I understand. Take it easy, everybody on the street. And we've got a few more minutes here, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about what my dreams are. My dreams are to make a restitution fund for the prisoners. We have Michael Thompson, who has come home recently, and that's me with Michael in jail. And so that was an amazing time. Nobody knows my heart or my feelings when I leave a prisoner in jail and I see their eyes and their heart and their gratitude for me showing up and sharing with them. So still, even some of the ones that are out, you're welcome to find Freedom Grow on the internet and write letters to the prisoners. They love letters. They're really important to them. That gets them through the day when you encourage them that we love you and that we honor you. So that's a beautiful thing. So just take care, everybody, and tell me a little bit about what's floating your boat and where you are on the planet in conjunction with helping to end prohibition. Because why are we still in this situation? Why is the hypocrisy that there's some states that have medical and some that don't? The state I live in, we had medical and now we don't. So I love the medical paradigm because you can go to a medical store and there are specific people in the medical store that were allowed and that knew more about the specific strains that were good for specific ailments that you had. And again, it's personal. So if they say that this is good for prostate cancer, or this is good for this cancer, or this ailment, or this pain receptor, you have to find out yourself how much to take, but there's a template. And so without the medical stores in Washington State anymore, it's kind of a bummer. And so I feel really sad about that. But otherwise, I'm really blessed to have been to New York this week, and I've got the sun shining here in Washington State today. We had a tornado watch yesterday on my way home. It was pretty intense, the rain that I was going through. But I stopped in Silverdale on the way home, an hour from my house, and went to Trader Joe's and to Costco. And I gassed up. I've got food. I feel really good. I've got some new socks. My feet are all snuggly as we're coming into a little chillier winter. It got dark last night and I got sleepy because I've been traveling for day and a half. And you know what? It was only 6:30 because it's getting dark early, everybody. So don't let that get you down. Keep on track. Keep on keeping on with your projects and with your goals to find your true core values, what you want to do, and remember about prisoners that are locked up. Today's episode is brought to you by Lance Glore. And we tried to get Tracy on. Let's see if Tracy's on right now. We'll ask Tracy to come on. So we'll go to Facebook here, and we'll go down here to see if we can get a Tracy Glore here. So we go boom, and we go boom, and we go boom. We go Tracy. TRAC. Okay, it's Tracy Glore. Let's see if Tracy Glore wants to come on. We just text Tracy Glore, and we're really blessed to have Tracy. And so we're gonna share that, and we're gonna go. We're so blessed to be part of the movement to end prohibition. Everybody, it's incredible. It's incredible to end prohibition in a way that that nobody knows what I know. I know that when I go into prison and I leave somebody there and they're still in lockdown or they're still locked up, my heart for the rest of the day is down in the dumps until I hear their voice again on the phone. So I spoke with Jeff Mazansky this week. I assisted his release. I don't claim anything. I don't claim knowledge about medicine. I don't claim knowledge about pain receptors or PTSD. I just bring on the people that give me testimonials. They're the ones that speak for me. I just bring them on. And it was a blessing to meet Steve D'Angelo this week. And we're going to work together, hopefully, on some incredible projects together, because I know that they're 5 times bigger than me. And so I can't wait to work with all the incredible movers and shakers in the industry. And I did that. I met Steve D'Angelo this week. So, Steve, thank you so much, and your wife, for showing up in the My Synchronistic movie and how we meet people and come together right now over me. So I'm going to show our little intro, and now it's the outro, and here we go. So let's find our QuickTime, and let's go boom, and tell you we've had a great Weeds Day today. Thank you, Justin Green, for showing up and doing the irrigation. We need you. Hello, everybody. It's Jeff Eichen with Weeds Day. Today's episode is honoring Lance Glore.
Hey, this is Tommy Chong at 94 CWCB Expo. Listen to this.
Yeah.
It's November 4 through 6 at the Javits Center in New York. Hip hip hooray.
I'm your host, Jeff Eichen, human rights advocate and social activist fighting for government deregulation of weed and the release of all nonviolent criminals incarcerated for possession of marijuana, moving violations, parking tickets, IRS debt, etc. Here on Weeds Day, we keep the public informed about all things weed related, including festivals and legislation surrounding regulating the growth of hemp. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. It's been a pleasure. It's been my pleasure. And I'm so happy to be part of the solution. Let's see if I can come back here just for a second and share with you my love for you. So thank you, everybody. And we'll post this onto our StreamYard later today. Okay. Peace out, everybody. And remember, 3 weed, peace, peace, and F Schedule 1. Okay. We don't need computer froze down. Wonder what that's all about. So here we go. We're out of here. Thank you. Hemp, hemp, hooray.